Okay, so this video I want to talk about my speculation for the new hero that will be showcased tomorrow on For Honor live stream. And my spec, obviously, the warrior is known as a pirate ship, and but I don't think the warrior is gonna be a Chinese pirate. I think it's gonna be a warrior that's gonna be a Chinese or a mercenary for the Chinese faction, because the Chinese faction, so I always say, have the least of the warriors of all of the faction in For Honor. And so I think we will see a Mongolian warrior, and the Mongolian warrior will have some kind of mace and war mace, and we're gonna see he have different ways. All of the heroes have different types of armor sets, and probably gonna have some kind of lemonade armor, some type of that. So what I want to see, this is just what I want to see. Maybe you also want to see that, but I say it always, is for me. I want something. The weapon should be something between a axe, some types of mace, and I'm happy. I don't care if it's a mace or an axe. I don't care what type of axe. If it's a double-headed axe, a bearded axe. Obviously, Mongolian warrior do not have used bearded axes. The Vikings or the Francisca axes, or the Franks. But for me, it's just a heavy weapon for the Chinese, the warrior for the wulin, the new wulin warrior. And I'm really, I'm totally honest here. I'm just want to see a new wulin warrior. For me, no matter if it's Mongolian, Turkic, Iranian, like a Sasanian warrior, also be really cool, because the Sasanian and the Tang dynasty have some connection with each other, so that is possible to see, and because they're really cool armor, like the cataphracts, like the Sasanian cataphracts, with like a ring pommel sword or some kind of cool mace. I think that is really good. The only weapon, the only Chinese weapon, I don't want to see. I don't mean that weapon is bad in any shape or form. It's probably one of the best sword, because our in thrusting capability and cutting is the Jin sword. But for me, the Jin sword is so boring. And when I say boring, I mean the design. I don't mean the capability of it. I mean the design. For me, this is the only weapon I don't want to see for the new Wulin hero. It's just, for me, I don't want to see the Jin. If you like the Jin, yeah, you do. But for me, I want to see a heavy weapon, like an axe or a mace, for like a Chinese or a Mongolian or any type of. So what I think we will see here is that we're gonna see a Mongolian warrior. So the ship, obviously we know, because when the Mongol Kublai Khan ruled China under the Yuan dynasty, the dynasty before the Ming dynasty, and dynasty was after the Yuan, it was after the Song dynasty. They have lots of warships, the Yuan dynasty, and they try to take over Japan. They go to like Vietnam, Indonesia, and so obviously the ship can absolutely symbolizing the new version of the Mongolian expansion empire under Kublai Khan. So obviously that is a huge possibility to see a Mongolian warrior be a next one for. So like my two speculation here is Mongolian warrior, that is most likely a Mongolian warrior or a Korean warrior, because the warship we see in like the very short like teaser is a ship that is, because Korean warship, like the turtle ship, is like around 1600, between 15 to 1500 to 500 to 500 1600. They use that kind of warship against the expansion of the Japanese, like because after the Japanese have fight the civil war, they unified it to one country. they attacked Korea, and then there was many different wars in Korea, and there was a big famous sea battle, and they obviously the Koreans have better better sea power weapons with the turtle ship. Also with the, like they use kind of flamethrowers on the ship and different. Yeah. Anyways, so I think with popularity, obviously the Mongolian war have many very long quested for. For many fans want to see the Mongolian warrior. So it's like many, like if you look at many like top 10 wish list for Honor DLC characters, have almost, I think almost everybody have wished for a Mongolian warrior, a Spartan warrior because of the movie 300, an Aztec warrior, a Egyptian warrior, obviously around Tutankhamun's time was very popular. So that maybe what they can do in the future, like a Bronze Age, like late and early Bronze Age faction in For Honor. For example, a Hittite warrior, an Assyrian warrior, an Egyptian warrior, a Nubian warrior, the Kushites, a Mayora warrior from India, Mayora, that is Iron Age, a Celtic warrior was Iron Age, and so on. Like they should have like an Iron Age faction, like Celts, the new types of Greeks, like Alexander, like the Macedonians, and so on. Like later on, and then obviously the Bronze Age, Macedonians, Minoans, Hittites, Egyptians, and Stone Age warrior culture. For example, Stone Age faction, the Aztecs, the Maya, the Toltecs, the Inca, the Maori, the Stone Age culture, and so, and this kind of thing. So obviously that should be really cool. Tomorrow, we're gonna see a new wulin hero, because that is because the ship, the music. So it's gonna be, maybe it's not gonna be a Chinese warrior, but the new I'm 100% certain that the new hero we will see is a hero that will belong to the wulin. We're not gonna be samurai, because no, it's not gonna be samurai. We this is like really like this is a wulin hero. I'm certain about that. So if I'm wrong, if I'm my 100% certainty is wrong here, and this is a Japanese warrior, oh no, I'm gonna be angry. I'm gonna be very very angry, because I do not want to see another Japanese character in For Honor. It's not enough of it. We already have enough. Like we have a guy with the axe, Naginata. We have almost all of the weapons, Kinabus. So for me, they have to be a new wulin character. I'm happy if it's Korean too. I'm really happy we will see a Korean warrior, because like with some kind of like somebody with like a unique weapon, some weapon we don't have not yet seen, that is not common to see, because I obviously they have very but if obviously it's not gonna be that, obviously not, but if we're gonna see a Rajput warrior for the wulin faction, I'm gonna be so happy. Obviously, the reason why we don't gonna see it, first of all, is in obviously this game, so it's absolutely possible they put in they have nothing to do with real history. But the reason is that first of all, the Rajputs have totally different style of. It's not gonna be this different. They don't use these kind of ships, and but if they ever do a Indian faction in For Honor, ever do, like for example, then I really hope that we see a Rajput, because my two old wish list For Honor warriors was the Rashput was on that list on my wish list. And yeah, so tomorrow is gonna be very nice. Around 5 o'clock on For Honor's live stream, and I really look forward to see the game. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna see the gameplay. I think we're just gonna see the trailer for the reveal for the new hero, and it's gonna be amazing. With the new wulin hero, it's gonna be amazing. And even if the new hero uses a Jin sword, with some kind of pirate gauntlet, and with the Jin sword, I'm okay with it. But for me, like I will play it. But Jin sword is is it's a good sword, but it's a boring design. I should say, if that I can say. And I don't like the design of it. The same with katana. Katana is a very good cutting sword, but it's boring. Like for me, like my favorite sword designs. And now we're just gonna say easy. I'm not gonna say different era. So for example, for me, it's the Shamshir. I know there's many different types of Shamshir, from like the Safavids, the Timurids, after that, and so on and so on and so on. So different thickness of it, how long they are, the curveness, all this kind of thing. So I just say like this: Shamshir, the design of the Shamshir sword, I love all of them. It's amazing. They are beautiful weapons, and they are good cutters. But for me, right now, and then the Kanda sword, the Kanda for the Rashputs, double-edged straight sword, the Tolvara, with like this like saber Tolvara is for me, and the Yatagan, the Turkic weapon, the sword, the blade, Yatagan, and the Kora, Nepalese heavy weapon, heavy sword, Nepalese, the Kora. I prefer more the Kora over the Kukri. Then obviously this we can say like this: my favorite blade types of weapons, from swords to blades to daggers, are the Shamshir, the Kanda, the Tolvara, the Kora, the Kris, and the Qatar, like the triple-headed Qatar, and then we have the Pata sword, and obviously because same with the Qatar, you have different types of Qatar, and some of even like if you look at the Mongolian Qatars and the Rashput Qatars, and the Pata was very famous for the Marathas, and so on and so on. But for me, if I only allowed to say one sword, I like most of all sword in all of the world, around the world, is the Kanda. The Kanda is my favorite sword I like the most. I really like it like with the basket hilt, like the D shape, like protecting your knuckles, and like the little things here. You can hold it like one hand with a round shield, or with two hands. The Kanda sword. So for me, the Kanda is a really amazing looking sword. Kanda is my favorite sword of all the swords that exist around the world. Is the Kanda. It's strange because most of the time with sword weapon, I always prefer curved weapon, like always type of curve obviously, but forward curves, because the Shamshir is like so the blade is like there's a big bit of the blade that is straight, and the rest of the other part of the blade is curved, like forward curved. So it's a beautiful weapon. Like there's many weapons actually from Iran and India and are very very beautiful because like with like the design of the blade, like shape of the symbol on it and so on. I think it's very very beautiful. So if, for example, if you like Shamshir blade and you want to have a good description about them, I strongly recommend a book called Arms and Armory from Iran, and they talk about weapons from the Bronze Age all the way to around 1800 AD. So it's a really amazing book. It's a very thick book with lots of details of different types of weapons, arrows, bow, sword, axe, and so on. Um, and yeah, and then they have lots of different descriptions, different types of shamshir from different dynasties in Iran, like the different what is the different with the size of them, the thickness, and what makes, and you can see picture and so on. All of this kind of thing is very very cool. Yeah, and all this kind of thing. So that is everything I really want to say in this video, and we'll do a reaction on the trailer for the new hero when the hero trailer is out. And yeah,